Star Trek Legacy has yet to be officially announced, but if the show does happen, it would mean Jeri Ryan would catch up with fellow Star Trek actor Michael Dorn in one specific franchise category. After appearing as part of the Star Trek Voyager cast for the show's final 4 seasons, Ryan went on to reprise the role of Seven of Nine between 2020 and 2023 as part of the Star Trek Picard cast. Should Star Trek Legacy get the green light from Paramount, Ryan's inevitable involvement would further the legend of her character even more. Star Trek Legacy is still not officially happening. It was first floated as a concept by Star Trek Picard showrunner Terry Matalas, who wanted to continue the story set up by Seven taking over as the captain of the USS Enterprise G at the end of Star Trek Picard Season 3. Although it would make a valuable addition to the Star Trek timeline, fans have been left in limbo regarding whether the show will ever be made. However, Ryan's latest appearance as Seven fittingly came in the same project as Michael Dorn's most recent reprisal of his Star Trek character. Michael Dorn played Worf in all 7 seasons of Star Trek The Next Generation. Then, after the cast of Star Trek The Next Generation disbanded, the franchise's most famous Klingon crossed over to become a main member of the Star Trek Deep Space Nine cast from Season 4 onward. So Dorn's exciting return as Worf in Star Trek Picard Season 3 marked the 3rd time he had been a main character in a Star Trek show, which is a record that has still to be broken. Michael Dorn's Star Trek shows where Worf is a main character show appearances as Worf. Year S. Star Trek The Next Generation 175 1987 to 1994. Star Trek Deep Space Nine 102 1995 to 1999. Star Trek Picard 7 2023. If Matalas gets his wish and is able to bring Seven back for Star Trek Legacy, Ryan would share Dorn's record. Strangely, Ryan debuted in Star Trek Voyager Season 4 premiere, just as Dorn made his Star Trek Deep Space Nine debut at the beginning of its 4th season. The obvious difference is that Worf was already an established character by this point from his tenure aboard the USS Enterprise, whereas Seven was a brand new introduction. Of course, other Star Trek characters have appeared in 3 shows, but none as part of the main cast each time, as Worf has. There are decades between the end of Star Trek Voyager and the beginning of Star Trek Picard, and Jeri Ryan's debut in the former proves Seven has been very busy during that time. The franchise has made some efforts to fill in the missing parts of Seven's story, but there are still huge portions of her timeline that remain unclear. For example, David Mack's 2024 novel, Firewall, is set at various points between both shows in which Seven has appeared and focuses on the former Borg's exploits. It's a rewarding read, but doesn't answer every question about Ryan's character's downtime. Additionally, the older Star Trek Voyager sequel books now have a nebulous place in the larger canon, as there are many inconsistencies between what the novels say and Seven's story in Star Trek Picard. So Matalas could easily include flashbacks in Star Trek Legacy to canonize more events from Seven's post-Voyager life, as well as generally flesh out her Star Trek timeline.